Well, ladies and gents, boys and girls, Marshall here. And this time, I'm bringing you Age of Empires 4. We're just hopping into a standard 1v1 game here between Skethun as the Blue Russ and Schwiefty as the Red English. Of course, both players start off with a few villagers, and you'll send out a scout to go and grab a few sheep, which you then bring back to your town centre, which your villagers will then hop towards for your food income. Of course, getting your early economy is standard. Getting out the wood there from Schwiefty. Likewise for Skethun, that'll be next up. I would imagine, typically you'd want to go wood as the roost before going gold, especially considering you have the bonuses to hunting sheep and deer and things like that, which give you a bonus of gold, especially in the early game, which will be good for you. And here we've got a couple of houses going up to increase the population limit again, potentially a little early, and 2 is unnecessary at this stage. Definitely going to be wanting more wood production there for these guys. Looking at Schwiefty, he's got 6 food, 2 wood, 2 gold. Again, perhaps a little early on gold. But if you want that feudal rush, if I recall, you need, was it 100 or 200 gold for feudal? 200 gold for feudal and 400 wood. So currently Skethun is leading on the food side of things. Just got more villagers on it. 10 villagers on the food, hence that, and then going straight for the gold. So that is the roost strategy in this instance, is the fast feudal age. And there we go, starting to get the wood. Of course, when you age up in Age of Empires 4, you don't just click like in Age of Empires 2. It's more like a system akin to Age of Empires 3, where you get a choice of buildings. And those give you a bonus. But they are buildings, not just clicking up, so you have to actually produce them with villagers. And of course that means that you can age up faster the more villagers are building it. Of course, both players are going to be wanting to just constantly produce villagers at this stage of the game. Neither player being particularly aggressive, both sort of just going around scouting with their scouts, trying to find additional sheep that they can, and then bring back to their villagers for their town centre. There we go. Pop them back, task them to the TC. Sheep do follow your scouts in this, which is handy, but on their own they move super duper slowly. And looks like the Roost player has spent a bunch of gold. There we go. He's going up to age 2 already with the Golden Gate. I forget exactly what bonus that gives you. Allows the exchange of resources at a favourable rate and generates an additional exchange every minute. That's interesting. Of course, the English players get the ability to get cheap and early longbowmen if they go up to a particular age 2. I think is it Abbey? I think it's called. The Abbey gets them that. Neither player, though, from what I can understand, have really scouted each other's base, and looks like Schwiefty here is doing a bit more scouting. What's Skethun up to? There you go. He's keeping it pretty simple and easy. Of course, the thing with this map, I think it's French Pass, I think it's called. You've got this whole section between these 2 mountains. This pass, if you will, hence the namesake, where you've got huge quantities of gold and stone, which is a massive point of contention into the middle game when your gold starts to dry up. You really got to try and get in there and lock some of that area down, otherwise you're going to find that you run out of gold very quickly. Unless you're using trading and relics, because most of the rest of the map, if you look at the minimap down there, those little bar icons, those are the gold. A single for lower yield, triple for higher yield, and all of the high yield stuff is in the middle. You've also got these round regions, sacred sites. This is one win condition in Age of Empires 4. You capture and hold both of these for 10 minutes, and you win the game. An alternative is you kill off all the enemy landmarks, which includes town centres. Landmarks are the aging up buildings, and you'll see those denoted on the minimap as little like spire things. Low quality, but there we go. And the final one, of course, is building wonders and letting them survive for 10 minutes. There isn't a capture all relics victory in this game. Relics, of course, as usual, will produce gold for you when you garrison them in a monastery in the Castle Age. So, there we go, the Council Hall, that's what I meant for the military landmark. That produces longbowmen much, much faster. And typically the English tend to do a bit of a longbowman rush. We've already got 2 coming out there for Swifty. And coming up we've got an archery range there. Scout from, what's his name? Scathun. I could have just looked in the top left there, going a little too close to the TC. It's very difficult to dodge arrows in this game. You get too close, and you get shot down. Population capacity there for Swifty. He's going to need a few more houses. I'm looking around, trying to build those as fast as poss. He's got, what, in terms of his villagers, 6 on wood. He's going to want a bit more on wood than that if he wants to produce his longbowmen much faster. They cost 50 wood each, and 40 food. Of course, coming round the north side of the map here, with a few longbowmen already, heading towards Scathun. Scathun the Rus. The Golden Gate there. He's got some barracks going up down here, but barracks, as a Rus player, against an English, who's generally going to be fielding longbowmen against you, not really the right way to go. You want something much faster, like, cavalry, perhaps. Unless, of course, you're going to start fielding men-at-arms, which are slightly more armoured and therefore a little bit more resilient to the longbowmen. Longbowmen do have a couple of abilities, though. They can produce palings, and there's a cat just appeared at my window. And it's going to get very annoyed if I don't let it in. Bear with. Great first cast, this. Interrupted by a cat. What sort of a good cast isn't interrupted by a cat? That's the only way to cast. It's when interrupted by a cat. She's in the background now. She's happy. But we've got just loads and loads of longbowmen here coming round from the English player, from Swifty. Producing an archery range as well, which gives you the longbowmen in addition. So he's just producing twice the quantity of longbowmen, triple if you will, because of the speed there from the Council Hall. Now, we've got a lot of food coming up again from Scathun the Rus, and a lot of gold, so it looks like potentially a castle age rush. I don't exactly see the landmark we were going for there, and here we go. Here come the longbows. Doing there with an idle villager. Popped into the TC to ward them off. These guys here, though, rather than going straight for the TC, they should just go around and harass all of these villagers gathering. That's just the way to play. Just harass early on, get those longbowmen around, kill off some villagers, slow the enemy's economy down, and that's the way to go. Down goes... Ooh! There we go. One last shot. Just getting a little too close to comfort for that TC. And backing away. But the thing is, the Rus player now has to go to farms since he doesn't have any units to respond to those longbows. If I select the archery range here for Scuthun the Rus, doesn't get crossbows until the 3rd age. And he hasn't really got the ability to go to 3rd age right now, because it just costs a little bit too much for him. 1,200 food and 600 gold. He has about 600 gold, but he's just spent a lot of food. Looks like he's building some vills. Is the cat disappearing again? Hello. Don't, like, come in and interrupt my cast and then disappear. Come on. Yes, that's right. There we go. So this is the thing, as I say, needs a bit of military. And the thing is, the English player here, absolutely dominating. It is, you know, just having a look for a replay to cast. So while this might not be the most interesting game as a first bit of casting, it is a bit of a practice cast for me as well, which I'll still put on my YouTube channel anyway, so that you guys can give me some feedback on my casting, what you would prefer me to focus on, if you'd like me to know particular things in terms of casting style. Of course, I'm getting used to the hotkeys and everything in addition. But it's all a handy thing. Early night, here we go. The feudal early night from the stable. These guys should do much better against the longbow. The longbow aren't great against these armoured units. Because there aren't quite enough early nights to really make it count. 3 early nights against the longbows. Not ideal. I mean, you can see the longbow's not doing a huge amount of damage, but you've got to send them in all at the same time, really. Rather than 3 against a rather large number there. Only 12 of them. And again, just more vills. 1 volley will kill a vill now with that many longbow. And the Rus player really struggling to deal with this. Just doesn't have... Oh, hello. Yes, in front of me. Yes. Now you're going to get in the way of my keyboard, aren't you? Yes, you are. You can probably hear it in the casting now, the cat meowing. Yeah. That's the neighbour's cat. She liked to live with me during the lockdown period, because I bought treats and she realised that I bought treats. So she's now right in the middle of my face. Again, not enough knights going into those longbows all at the same time. Just don't have enough stables producing the knights, and not enough resources. You've only got, what, how many stables here? 1 stable. More stables! More stables! You've got enough wood for it. Build more stables, Rus. Want more stables, please. And there's the ability of the longbows. A healing aura around a campfire. And that's the cat's tail knocking off things into my room. Lovely. Here you go, wooden fortress. If only they could get up. There you go. See, wrong answers to the longbows. The English longbows are very, very powerful, and this complete lack of pressure on the English player has allowed him to just expand now, to the extent that he's got 80 pop compared to 60 of the Rus. 14 on food, 23 on wood, hence the continued longbow production. He's got his market and his blacksmith there, producing the ranged damage and the ranged armour. Though probably wants the meleeed armour, the fitted leatherwork there, considering that most of the stuff that's coming to him is melee attack rather than ranged. But at some point he's going to have to transition into something that's slightly better against buildings. Though as he moves up in age, won't be too long now. He needs another 100 wood, food and so, and then he'll be up to the castle age. Just more houses, continually getting housed. The English get a bonus to their farms. Each civilization in this game have all their individual bonuses, which I'm going to need to learn how to convey effectively as games go. So that is one note I'm taking away from this cast. But yes, as I was saying earlier before I was rudely interrupted by a cat, you know, please provide feedback on this cast. And let me know if you liked it or disliked it. Either which way, click them buttons. And subscribe for more Age of Empires 4 casts, which will be coming your way very, very soon indeed. And again here, horsemen against longbows, not the right way to go, and the palings there. So this is another ability from the longbows. The palings. Enemy cavalry are stunned for 2.5 seconds and take a huge amount of damage as well. That amount of stun time is massive, and which is why you want knights and you want to duke around a bit. And potentially some other units like men-at-arms, the heavy infantry, basically. Of course, against clumps of archers like this, mangonels are very good. The trouble is, with mangonels, is you only get them in the Castle Age. And this Roost player right now is really struggling to get his resources back up with this Longbow raiding now on 2 sides there. High Trade House, that's an Age 3 landmark, Castle Age landmark. Generates gold like a hunting cabin, spawns deer, which again factors into the Roos's bonus of hunting deer. Getting a little bit of a surround there. The problem is we've now got another platoon coming in from the north. And the Roos player just does not have the army to deal with this. Let's flip over to him now. Only 34 pop. I said 60 earlier, didn't I? That was the max pop rather than the current. Military 5. 29 vils. Most of them on wood and food. Nothing going into gold right now, and gold is what you need for knights, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 100 gold for those. And again, notice, the archers will be firing, and there's a GG. The archers firing there onto the buildings, whereas what you want really are melee units that do bonus damage to buildings. But there's that game, folks. Scathun and Schwiefty. Thank you for being my inaugural players in terms of spectating, or whatever. You can see there the timing of the feudal age. Almost identical. But, didn't manage to produce the right counters for that longbow rush. The Roos really have to be a bit more defensive than that, really. With their fortresses, should be able to ward off that longbow aggression early on. But that's it for this video, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Again, leave all your feedback in the comments. Subscribe for more, and you know, all the YouTube stuff. Anyway, I've been Marshall. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.